Dear friends, welcome to my Edu Dreams. This video will be very helpful for B.Ed students of first year. Unit number 4, paper code is 1001. Title of the paper is Education and the National Context. Dear friends, in the previous video, I have discussed about peace education. If you have not watched the video, please go through the video and let me know your feedback in the comment box. In this video, I will discuss on the topic value education. In Hindi, it is called as Mulya Shiksha. In Urdu, it is Akhdari Talim. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe now itself so that you will get notifications about my latest videos. Let me discuss about the topic value education. Value education presented by Dr. Syed Hayat Basha, Assistant Professor of Education, Aligarh Muslim University Center, Malappuram, Cherukara Post Office, District Malappuram, Kerala 679340, India. If you have any queries regarding this topic, you can email me directly your queries at hayat83n@gmail.com. You can also discuss the topic through my WhatsApp number 7736338828. And if you want to subscribe my channel, you can follow my YouTube link https youtube.com/myedudreams. Introduction. Value education has a paramount role to play in creating a society that is tolerant, humane, socially cohesive, and ethically righteous. If knowledge is left without being tempered by values and morals, the power generated by such knowledge would only be disastrous and catastrophic in its effects. Education in values is an integral component of the program of education. Values are integral to the process of education. Education is a process of bringing about desirable changes in the way one thinks, feels, and acts in accordance with one's concept of the good life. In this sense, education necessarily involves the transmission of values. Meaning of values. Values का अर्थ क्या है? यानी अक़दार. Values की जमा है अक़दार. वैल्यू मतलब क़दर. वैल्यूज़ ऑफ मीनिंग. अक़दार का मतलब. वैल्यूज़ मीन्स समथिंग दैट इज़ प्रीशियस. वैल्यूज़ का मतलब है समथिंग यानी कुछ भी कीमती. डियर. डियर आपने सुना होगा, हम आपको डियर कह के बुलाते हैं. डियर मतलब वैल्यू. यू आर मोस्ट वैल्यूबल टू अस. वर्थवाइल, वैल्यूएबल and estimable and hence worthy of possession. Value is a standard. Value मतलब एक मेयार होता है. ये value may be described as an emotional attitude. यानी जज्बाती रुझानात को ज़ाहिर करने का एक तरीक़ा हो सकता है, ये क़द्र हो सकती है. Which motivates a person directly or indirectly to act in the most desirable way preferred by him or her. Values are defined as beliefs upon which man acts by preferences. यानी values क़द्र. कोई भी चीज़ है तो आदमी उसको किस तरह से क़द्र करता है वो आदमी की तरजीहात और उसकी पसंदीदगी पर मुनहसर होता है. द ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी डिफाइंस. ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी के मुताबिक वैल्यू एज समथिंग ऑफ ग्रेट वर्थ और इम्पोर्टेंस और स्टैंडर्ड और प्रिंसिपल दैट इज़ वैल्यूएबल इन लाइफ. यानी इस डिक्शनरी के मुताबिक वो सब कुछ है और वो चीज़ है जो सबसे ज़्यादा अहमियत रखती है, चाहे वो ज़िंदगी का कोई भी मेयार हो या स्टैंडर्ड हो या उसूल हो, तो उसकी क़द्र. दस वैल्यू इज़ समथिंग और एनीथिंग विच अपील्स अस satisfying our needs, whether it is material or non-material. Satisfaction and desirability are common elements in it. So, अल-मुख्तसर बात यह है कि वैल्यू मतलब वो कोई भी चीज़ हो सकती है जिससे आदमी तशफ़ी होकर अपनी ज़िंदगी गुजार सके या उससे इत्मीनान हासिल करें। किसी को कोई चीज़ पसंद होती है, किसी को कोई चीज़ पसंद नहीं होती है। कोई अपनी ज़रूरत के मुताबिक कोई भी चीज़ को पसंद करता है, नापसंद करता है। वैल्यू हर आदमी की अलग अलग और अलग अलग चीज़ों से मुताल्लिक़ होती है। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट मीनिंग ऑफ वैल्यूज़। डेफिनेशंस ऑफ वैल्यूज़, अक़दारों का मफ़हूम। काने 1962 defines values are the ideals, beliefs or norms which a society or the large majority of a society's members hold. The another definition given by the Dictionary of Education 1959 defines values as the things in which people are interested, things they want to desire to be or become, feel as obligatory, worship or enjoy. The third important definition is M.P. Hunt 1975 looks at values as a judgment concerning the worth of an object, person, group or situation. Value judgment contains evaluative rating terms such as good, bad, moral, immoral, beautiful, ugly, एक्सेट्रा। एम.पी. हंट के मुताबिक वैल्यूज़ का मतलब है कोई भी फ़ैसला लेना किसी भी चीज़ को या किसी भी आदमी को या किसी भी ग्रुप को या किसी भी जमात को या किसी भी हालत को समझकर उसको देखकर उसका फ़ैसला लेना। वैल्यू जजमेंट्स इसी तरह से होते हैं जैसे कोई भी अच्छी चीज़ है या बुरी चीज़ है या किसी के अखलाक अच्छे हैं या बुरे हैं, कोई खूबसूरत है या कोई बदसूरत है, तो इन सब चीज़ों को के बारे में फ़ैसला लेना ही वैल्यू कहलाता है। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट डेफिनेशंस ऑफ वैल्यूज़। कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज़ यानी अक़दारों का तसव्वुर। द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज़ रेफर्स टू द क्राइटेरिया यूज्ड फॉर डिटरमाइनिंग लेवल्स ऑफ गुडनेस, वर्थ और ब्यूटी। यानी कॉन्सेप्ट का वैल्यूज़ अक़दारों के तसव्वुरात के बारे में कहा जाता है कि ये कुछ सतहें हैं जो अच्छाई और ख़ूबसूरती वग़ैरह वग़ैरह के बारे में इसको रेफ़र किया जा सकता है। वैल्यूज़ आर एस्टिमेबल एंड हेंस वर्दी ऑफ बीइंग पोसेस्ड। The most popular meaning of the concept of values is given by जॉन डेवी। जॉन डेवी ने कॉन्सेप्ट के वैल्यूज़ के बारे में इस तरह से कहा है। टू वैल्यू मीन्स प्राइमरीली टू प्राइज, टू एस्टिमेट, बट सेकेंडरीली इट मीन्स टू अप्राइज, टू एस्टिमेट। इट मीन्स दैट इज़ द एक्ट ऑफ चेरिशिंग समथिंग, होल्डिंग इट डियर, and also the act of passing judgment upon the nature and amount of values as compared with something else. To value in the latter sense is to evaluate or evaluate. यानी इसका मतलब है टू वैल्यू किसी की कदर करना या किसी के बारे में फ़ैसला लेना। इसका मतलब है कि किसी भी चीज़ की कदर करना। जॉन डेवी के मुताबिक ये डेफिनेशन दिया गया है। सो दिस इज़ अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज़। दिस इज़ कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ द स्लाइड विद द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज़। वैल्यूज़ आर रिलेटिवली स्टेबल एंड परसिस्टेंट। इट इज़ एक्सेप्टेड दैट इफ़ ए पर्सन's behavior can be predicted by his values. Values are the determinants of attitudes and behavior of an individual. Values are self-imposed rules or ethical policy we adopt in order to travel through life with a clear ethics. Thus, the concept of value may be concluded as they are prized, precious, worthwhile, estimable, desirable, dear, and valuable material things such as property, money, good appearance, children, etc., as well as non-material and abstract beliefs, ideas such as truth, desire, justice, honesty, pity, self-respect, etc. यानी अल-मुख्तसर वैल्यू का मतलब ये है, वैल्यू का तस्वुर इस तरह किया जाता है कि कोई भी चीज़, कोई भी कीमती चीज़, वैल्यू मतलब एक कीमती चीज़, एक ऐसी बेहतरीन चीज़ जिसके पास आदमी की अहमियत है, तो वो चीज़ कोई भी हो सकती है, चाहे वो प्रॉपर्टी या जायदाद हो, पैसा हो, या कोई उसका आदमी का कोई अच्छा अपीयरेंस हो, या तो कोई खूबसूरत बच्चे हों, तो किसी भी तरह से किसी भी चीज़ को हम वैल्यू समझ सकते हैं। तो मटेरियल चीज़ और इमटेरियल चीज़, नॉन मटेरियल चीज़ को भी हम वैल्यू कह सकते हैं। नॉन मटेरियल चीज़ों में जो चीज़ें आती हैं वो है सच्चाई, ख्वाहिशात, इंसाफ, ईमानदारी, हमदर्दी और अपने आप की सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट वगैरह वगैरह। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट concept of value education. Kohlberg and moral development. Kohlberg in the year 1971, who was influenced by John Dewey and Jean Piaget, postulated cognitive developmental series of stages of moral development. कोहलबर्ग 1971 ईस्वी में जॉन डेवी और जेन पियाजे से बहुत मुतासिर होकर उन्होंने कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट की सीरीज़ ऑफ स्टेजेस, यानी कुछ ऐसे दर्जात उन्होंने बताया मॉरल डेवलपमेंट के ताल्लुक़ से, यानी अखलाक़ी तरक्की किस तरह से होती है इंसान की, तो उसके बारे में कोहलबर्ग ने अपना एक नज़रिया पेश किया। अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम द स्टेजेस फॉलो द सेम ऑर्डर इन ऑल द चिल्ड्रन, बट द रेट एट विच दे विल अटेन मास्टरी ऑफ वेरियस स्टेजेस में वेरी आल्सो। यानी उन्होंने कुछ दर्जात बताए कि जिस पे दर्जा बदर्जा बच्चे की तरक्की हो सकती है और उसके अखलाक़ में तरक्की होती रहती है, तो उसके बारे में कोहलबर्ग ने बताया। कोहलबर्ग बिलीव्स दैट वी शुड स्टिमुलेट चिल्ड्रन टू मूव टू हायर मॉरल स्टेजेस, आर्ग्यूइंग दैट दिस इज़ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल, फिलासफिकली जस्टिफाइड एंड सोशली यूज़फुल। यानी कोहलबर्ग ने साबित किया कि ये हर तरह से इनकी जो थियरी है वो बहुत ही काबिल क़बूल है कि इसमें बच्चा दर्जा बदर्जा तरक्की हासिल करता है और अपने अखलाक़ में इजाफ़ा करता है और अपने अखलाक़ में बरतरी या सबक़त ले जाता है। तो इन दिस वीडियो इट हैज़ डिस्कस्ड अबाउट कोहलबर्ग एंड मॉरल डेवलपमेंट। सो about his theory in this video. I am not going to discuss about his various stages, but in the next video I will discuss. Please let me know your comments. If you are interested about this topic, I will make another video on this topic, Kohlberg and moral development. Aims of value education. अक़दारी तालीम के मक़ासिद. The aim of values education is to encourage young people. इसका सबसे अहम मकसद ये है कि जो नौजवानों को encourage करना है, awareness of having values and their corresponding relationship to the world in which they live. यानी इसके बारे में बेदारी जगाना है और कि उनका रिलेशनशिप इस दुनिया में लोगों के साथ कैसा है। It is therefore necessary to try and convey the idea of which values people in our society regard as necessary and through which our society is shaped today. A democratic society demands that an individual should have many skills, among them the skill to deal with conflicting values and to take independent decisions. So this is all about aims of value education. Value education system that aims to enrich the level of our understanding and respect for such values and aims to bring us maturity of mind is called value-based education. Only a value-based education can give our youth the altruistic and benevolent sense of living for others. As Swami Vivekananda said, They alone live who live for others. Parents and society try to fix certain values on children. Learning experiences and social interaction offer an outlook, and attitudes of children are transformed accordingly. If curriculum is outlined likewise and based on values, particular values are bound to reflect through learning process. So this is also about aims of education, aims of value education. This is also continuation of the slide. According to Evan Smith, value-based teacher can only fix certain values as the teacher show the values. So Evan Smith says the teacher himself is a model for values. If the teacher is having a good model of values, automatically students are following him and they may adopt good values from the teacher. Educational system is a byproduct of social and cultural advancement. Both formal and non-formal agencies are equally responsible to create necessary values for the development of personality of students. यानी तालीमी निज़ाम ऐसा होना चाहिए जैसे वो रस्मी तालीम हो या गैर रस्मी तालीम हो। गैर रस्मी और रस्मी तालीम की एजेंसीज जैसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस, कॉलेजेस, ये सब ज़िम्मेदार हैं एक बच्चे को बेहतरीन वैल्यूज़ फराहम करने के लिए और उनकी पर्सनालिटी, उनकी शख्सियतों को निखारने के लिए ये बहुत अहम किरदार अदा करते हैं। तो इस तरह से इवान स्मिथ ने अपने नज़रिए में या वैल्यू एजुकेशन के नज़रिए के मुताबिक बताया है। So this is all about aims of value education according to various philosophers and thinkers. Types of values. Classifying values has always been a complicated task and have been classified differently. So it is very difficult to classify all the values about the values. So it is a different and difficult task. This is due to the fact that there are no hard and fast rules to classify values as they are closely interlinked and interrelated. Values are sometimes classified according to the needs and demands of the society. यानी वैल्यूज़ को समाज की ज़रूरत और तकाज़ों के मुताबिक ही हम इसको कैटेगरी, क्लासिफाई या दर्जाबंदी हम कर सकते हैं। पर्सनल वैल्यूज़ यानी ज़ाती अक़दारें। Personal values are personal to an individual both in terms of their possession and their use. It is a desire and cherished by the individual irrespective of his or her social relationship. Each and every individual like to imbibe these values at their personal level. These values make a person good for himself. Examples: ambition, cleanliness, discipline, honesty, loyalty, contentment, courage, creativity, determination, dignity of labor, diligence, excellence, hope, maturity, regularity, punctuality, self-confidence, self-motivation, simplicity, accomplishment, purity, etc. So these all are personal values. Social values, समाजी अक़दारें. Social values are certain behaviors and beliefs that are shared with specific cultures and social groups. These values are cherished and practiced because of our association with others. It imposes the interaction of two or more persons. Social values are always practiced in relation to our neighbors, community, society, nation, and world. These values are good for the society and from the basis of the relationship of an individual with other people in society. Examples: courtesy, charity, civic duty, fairness, goodness, neighborliness, trust and truth, accountability, brotherhood, dutifulness, forgiveness, freedom, friendship, gratitude, hospitality, justice, love, patience, repentance, responsibility, service, sharing, sympathy, team spirit, tolerance, etc. These are some of the examples of social values. Moral values. Moral values यानी अखलाकी अक़दारें. Moral values are those values that enables an individual in making a distinction between right and wrong and good and bad, etc. तो ये moral values हैं जो अच्छे और बुरे, सही और गलत के दरमियान फ़र्क बताते हैं. It particularly refers to the conduct of man, यानी ये आदमी के अखलाक के ताल्लुक़ से होते हैं. Towards man in the various situations in which human beings come together. They reveal a person's self-control. For example, fairness, justice, equality, human dignity, honesty, integrity, sense of responsibility, compassion, etc. So this is all about moral values. Spiritual values. Spiritual values are characterized by the process of reflecting on non-material dimensions of life and acquiring insights into personal experiences which are of enduring worth. They are related to soul and immaterial reality related. They are intangible and are not concerned with material things. They need not be religious values. They affect the individual in his relations with himself. Spiritual values are eternal and they do not change. They are real ideas. These are concerned with the realization of the self and being one with divinity. Examples: truth, beauty, goodness, unity, pure, love, joy, self-giving, contentment, wisdom, dispassion, self-discipline, devotion to God, etc. So this is all about spiritual values. Cultural values. Cultural values are the standards of what is acceptable or unacceptable, important or unimportant, right or wrong in a community or society. It gives importance to preserve cultural practices, ceremonies, traditions, and way of life which might be threatened by the materialistic culture of modern times. They maintain the integrity of language, behavior, and traditional rites. Examples: hospitality, codes of conduct, social order, tolerance, gentleness, nonviolence, love, etc. So this is all about cultural values. Cultural values यानी सकाफ़ती अक़दारें. तो ये कुछ इसके एग्ज़ाम्पल्स भी इसमें दी गई हैं, इसकी मिसालें भी दी गई हैं. सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट कल्चरल वैल्यूज़. एथिकल वैल्यूज़. एथिकल वैल्यूज़ यानी इसको भी हम अखलाक़ी अक़दारें कह सकते हैं. Ethical values are a set of moral principles that apply to a specific group of people, professional field, or form of human conduct and interaction. Ethics are based on the awareness that a human being is essentially spiritual and intrinsically valuable. Ethical values respect human rights through self-resistance, self-restraints, non-aggression, integrity, justice, and honesty. A person with ethical values can be trusted and will be respected and revered. These relate to our personal behavior with our fellow beings. Among these, we include values like honesty and truth, etc. All moral values are also covered under ethical values. So this is all about ethical values. Behavioral values. Behavioral values यानी बर्ताव करने के अक़दारें. Behavioral values refer to all good manner that are needed to make our life successful and joyous. They are those values which will express our conduct and behavior in our daily life. Behavioral values will adorn our life and spread. Cordiality, friendliness, love all round. Example: cordiality, integrity, trustworthy, kindness, loyalty, etc. These all are about behavioral values. Some of the examples, यानी behavioral values वो सारे values हैं जो हमारे रोज़मर्रा ज़िंदगी से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं और हमारे कंडक्ट यानी अखलाक और बर्ताव से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं। हमारा किरदार कैसे होना चाहिए सोसाइटी के साथ। जब हमारा किरदार अच्छा होता है तो हम बहुत खुशमिजाज ज़िंदगी गुजार सकते हैं और अपनी ज़िंदगी में कामयाब हो सकते हैं। इसीलिए हमारे अखलाक व अतवार और हमारा बर्ताव, हमारा किरदार लोगों के साथ प्यार व मोहब्बत के साथ होना चाहिए। एक दूसरे के साथ दिली लगाव होना चाहिए, इंटीग्रिटी होना चाहिए, ट्रस्टवर्दीनेस होना चाहिए, यानी एक दूसरे पर भरोसा कायम रहना चाहिए, हमदर्दी का जज्बा होना चाहिए। सो ये सारी कुछ मिसालें हैं जो बिहेवियरल वैल्यूज़ के मुतालिक हैं। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट बिहेवियरल वैल्यूज़। इंस्ट्रूमेंटल वैल्यूज़. Instrumental values are such values that are useful in deriving some other benefit through them, such as economic gain or an increase in status. For example, education, political power, etc. A subject is said to have instrumental value when it is pursued, not for its own sake, but for some ends beyond itself. Instrumental values include preparatory or introductory, practical or utilitarian, socializing, and conventional values. So this is all about instrumental values. Intrinsic values. Intrinsic values are values which are judged well, not for something else, but in and of themselves. Intrinsic values are such values that are pursued and possessed for their own sake. It refers to the value of an object as solely by virtue of its intrinsic properties. Intrinsic values are said to be inherent in themselves. They are supposed to be invaluable in an absolute sense. Examples: goodness, beauty, artistic expression, happiness, truth, and bliss. They themselves are the ends and not the means for achieving some other end. So this is all about intrinsic values. Aesthetic values. Values which give us pleasure and happiness are known as aesthetic values. यानी वो अक़दारें जिससे हमें खुशी हासिल होती है तो उसको हम aesthetic values कहते हैं. Aesthetic values represent and seek to emulate the beauty of the divine through the arts, to intensify appreciation, to strain and alert every sensitivity to a full appreciation of a value is to treat it as an aesthetic value. Things and activities which gives joys of beauty are aesthetic values. For example, beauty, taste, architecture, calligraphy, and literature, etc. This is all some of the examples of aesthetic values. Democratic values. A person with democratic outlook is characterized by respect for individuality, equal treatment to all, irrespective of their sex, caste, language, religion, color, race, family status, etc., ensuring equal social, political, and religious rights to all, impartiality and social justice, and respect for the democratic institutions. So this is all about democratic values. As we are living in a democratic country and we should have democratic values, we have to teach and try to inculcate democratic values among students. Familial values यानी ख़ानदानी अक़दारें. हर आदमी का एक ख़ानदान होता है और उसके साथ उसकी मोहब्बत जुड़ी होती है और उसके साथ उसके वैल्यूज़ क्या क्या होना है, तो उसमें हमने बयान किया है. फैमिली वैल्यूज़ sometimes referred to as familial values or traditional or cultural values, that is, values passed on from generation to generation within families that pertain to the family's structure, function, roles, beliefs, attitudes, and ideals. Family traditions are usually defined as a combination of social ideals, personal attitudes, ideas, and environment derived from our parents or relatives, while family values usually refers to how we frame our personal life in our relationship with our family members to maintain harmony. The values of a family depend on the dynamics of the family. It will also depend on education, culture, and the society in which the family lives. So this is all about family values. Family values का मतलब ख़ानदानी अक़दारें। ख़ानदानी अक़दारें अक्सर मुनहसर होती हैं उस ख़ानदान की तालीम पर, उसकी सखाफ़त पर और उस ख़ानदान में रहने वाले समाज पर, यानी वो ख़ानदान जिस समाज में रहता है तो उस ख़ानदान पर भी उसके अक़दारें मुनहसर होती हैं। दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट फैमिलियल वैल्यूज़। नीड एंड इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ वैल्यू एजुकेशन। अक़दारी तालीम की ज़रूरत और अहमियत क्या है, इस स्लाइड में हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे। वैल्यू एजुकेशन हैज़ ए स्पेशल रोल इन आवर कंट्री with different diversities in religion, ethnicities, cultures, and language backgrounds. Such education is to foster, in the long run, a culture of unity in diversity, a culture of tolerance for pluralism, and a culture that promotes peaceful means for resolving problems and issues. Gandhiji considers value as an inseparable component in the full flowering and development of personality. These values are also considered as determinants of human behavior. They play a vital role in the lives of every individual. Values are enduring and they facilitate standards that guide the conduct of human beings. In this present modern era, there has been a substantial erosion of values. The fabric of society is being from an age-old ties or breaking up, and hence value education aims to provide direction for personal, emotional, social, cultural, ethical, moral, humanistic, and spiritual development. There has been a rise in the number of cases of children with emotional disturbance, antisocial behavior, and drug abuse. The magnitude of value crisis indicates the need for value education in schools and demands conscious, planned, persistent, and purposive efforts by teachers. Value education needs to be integral component of curricular and co-curricular activities. Value education plays very important role in the field of everyone's life, so it should be integral part of curricular and co-curricular activities in our school system. So this is the need and importance of value education. Value needed to be inculcated among school students. So school students are lacking values, so we have to inculcate values among school students. These values to be inculcated, the following values. Values needed to be inculcated among school students. Number 1, care for public property, cleanliness, cooperativeness, consideration of others, freedom, hard work, honesty, love for one's country, justice, non-violence, scientific temper, secularism, self-discipline, service to people, team spirit, truth. So these are the values which needed to be inculcated among school students. So ये values हैं, ये अक़दारें हैं जो स्कूल के तलबा में डेवलप की जानी चाहिए. Sources of values. Values are the treasures of life, making us wealthy, and rich. Values are friends, which brings happiness. A life filled with values is a life of self respect and dignity. The soul is able to come closer to God and life becomes real and meaningful. Values bring independence and freedom, expand our capacity to be self sufficient, and protect us from external influences. These values can be trapped from different sources like socio-cultural tradition, religion, and constitution. So these are the sources of values. Sources of values, we can get values from socio-cultural tradition, religion, and constitution. So that we will discuss in the further slides. Socio-cultural tradition. Cultural traditions are well-established traditions concerned with the values or beliefs, ideas, practices, etc. Thus, the behavior and belief of individuals in a society depends on the established traditions of that society. Indian culture is a composite culture blended with social institutions, customs, values, beliefs of different races and communities. In spite of its cultural diversity, a basic cultural unity has been maintained in India. India's cultural unity lies in universality, humanism, saintliness, manliness, tolerance, nonviolence, love, peace, and individuality with fullest expressions. So these all from this socio-economic tradition, socio-cultural tradition, we can get values. रिलीजन यानी मज़हब, मज़हब के ज़रिए से भी हम वैल्यूज़ हासिल कर सकते हैं. रिलीजन टीचेस ह्यूमन बीइंग्स द पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ एंड गिव्स आंसर टू सेवरल बेसिक क्वेश्चंस which worry them. It removes all kind of duality. It also deals with the spiritual and moral problems of the human beings. In the words of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, true religion is in the heart of man, not in man-made creeds. It believes in the spiritual nature of man, the essential divinity of the human soul. All religions emphasizes this aspect. Man has within him the power by which he can rise to the heights of achievement. He shakes off shame and sorrow and conquers darkness. So this is all about religion. Through religion also we can get values. A child, a person, an individual can get values from the religion. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन यानी दस्तूर, दस्तूर हिंद से भी हम वैल्यूज़ हासिल कर सकते हैं. इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स preferment for the basic values of democracy, socialism, and secularism. These values are the guiding principles for all individual and group functioning. Constitution predicts a new social order based on democracy, socialism, and secularism. The principles relating to these values are democratic principles such as freedom, tolerance, equality, and respect for others' view sharing, and scientific temper of mind. Socialistic principles like respect for equality in status and opportunity, equitable distribution of wealth, maximizing production of wealth, and secular principles such as respect for all religion, freedom of worship, and management of civic affairs. So this is all about Constitution. Status of value education in the curriculum. Present education system deals with imparting knowledge of apara vidya. Apara vidya, that is study of physics, chemistry, history, biology, etc., as well as knowledge of scriptures and Vedas. The knowledge which we possess through the present education system is apara vidya, which means that although we have knowledge of the world, we do not have knowledge of our own self, of the supreme reality which is beyond time and space. We get knowledge of the external world. So this is the status of value education in the curriculum. This is also continuation of the previous slide. Today's education system is designed in such a way that a human being will achieve materialistic success and superficial achievements, but he will lack virtues like kindness, honesty, compassion, righteousness, peace, love, non-violence. आज का हमारा तालीमी निज़ाम ऐसा है कि इस निज़ाम में इंसान कुछ वक्त के लिए कामयाबी तो हासिल कर लेता है, लेकिन वो एक दूसरे से किस तरह से हमदर्दी का जज्बा रखना है, ईमानदारी और उसका प्यार मोहब्बत, चाहे वो अपने आप से हो या दूसरों से हो या मुल्क से हो, तो इसमें वो नाकाम हो रहा है। उसकी वजह यह है कि उसके अंदर मुख्तलिफ़ अक़दारों की कमी है। ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैव बिकम इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक एंड सेल्फ सेंटर्ड, यानी ह्यूमन बीइंग्स यानी इंसान आज बिल्कुल सेल्फिश यानी अपने आप पर सेल्फ सेंटर्ड हो गया है। दिस इन्फ्यूजेस इन देम जेलसी, हेट्रेड, रिवालरी, stability of society is threatened by the breakdown of ethics. The basic aim of education should be to produce men of knowledge and culture. जो तालीम का सबसे बुनियादी मकसद ये है कि हम इंसान को मुख्तलिफ़ उलूम की जानकारी देना और कल्चर से शनाख्त करना यानी सकाफ़त से शनाख्त करवाना है। वैल्यूज़ सच एज पैट्रियटिज़म, untouchability, dignity of individuals, endurance, social service, justice, national integration find no place in today's world of corruption, violence, intolerance, and money making. So this is the need of imparting value education and also the status of value education in our curriculum. So it needs to be changed and it needs to be reframed. Conclusion. This is the concluding slide and ikhtitam. Values are a matter of developing appropriate behavior and habits, right attitudes and understanding, ability in discriminating and choosing right from right and wrongs. Values can therefore be inculcated by creating the right atmosphere and promoting learning by examples rather than percepts. Education without values is waste. Education should be given with moral values. Educating young minds without value will create a menace in the society. The values are the guiding principles of life which help for the all-round development of children. यानी वैल्यूज़ के बग़ैर, अक़दारों के बग़ैर तालीम बेकार है। इसीलिए तालबा में और ख़ास तौर पर नौजवानों में और सोसाइटी में रहने वाले लोगों में, ख़ास तौर पर स्कूल के तलबा में मुख्तलिफ़ अक़दारों को पैदा करना एक टीचर की बहुत बड़ी ज़िम्मेदारी है। तो इसीलिए मॉरल वैल्यूज़, अखलाक़ी तालीम और बच्चों को एक अच्छा किरदार सिखाना, बच्चों को एक अच्छा शहरी बनाना टीचर का अहम मकसद है और तालीम का भी ये अहम मकसद है। सो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट concluding remarks of value education. Sample questions for examinations. Number 1. Explain the concept of values. Number 2. Describe Kohlberg stages of moral development. Number 3. Analyze the need and importance of value education. Number 4. Explain value development and clarification. Number 5. What do you mean by character education? Number 6. Comment on science of living. So these are some of the sample questions for your examinations point of view. Thank you for watching my EduDreams. My next video will be on human rights education. How was my video? Let me know in the comment box. Subscribe my EduDreams if you have not done. See you in the next video. Till then, stay connected with my EduDreams. I wish you a happy learning and take care.